What's up everyone? Welcome to this week's Pinball Effects tournament video. Today we'll be going over the scores for the 5-minute challenge we had on the Brothers in Arms table, and then we'll start playing the new table for this week. So first, before I go and talk about the leaderboard, let me just say a few things about this table. This table for a 5-minute challenge I thought was sort of in the middle. It wasn't a terrible table for a 5-minute challenge, but it wasn't a great one either. And that's for several reasons. One of the things that I liked and I didn't like about this table was that you could effectively choose your own skill shot. So there was I think 4 different skill shots that you could choose from, each with a varying value. I think the first one was 1 million, then 2 million, then it was something in between, and then the highest was 4 million points. So I like the fact that you could choose your own skill shot. I think that made it interesting because usually with most tables you don't get to really choose. There's always a set skill shot. But choosing one was kind of interesting, so you could play and figure out which one was the easiest. But the 4 million point skill shot, the highest one, I thought that one was almost impossible because it was pointing at there was a yellow light, and it was pointing at the lane almost. But I think you have to actually hit a switch that was shaped like a shell, like an ammunition shell. And I felt like even if I hit the lane that was lit, it wouldn't count. And so I thought, okay, it's got to be this ammunition shell, and hitting that is almost impossible. So I didn't really like that. But the 1 million shot was pretty easy and doable, and the 2 million shot was, for me at least, kind of doable. But just the 4 million point shot was kind of I don't even know how it's possible. I know that Balchi was giving me some great tips and about how he did it, so it is possible. But I think it's a little too much for for a skill shot. I know it awards a lot, but very frustrating skill shot. And then since this is a 5-minute challenge, there's some things on this table that kind of got in the way of everything. This table, as you know, has 2 extra flippers, and I felt like these 2 flippers kind of got in the way of each other, and in a way where the way they're positioned. The one on the right is actually pretty good because you can tap it and it'll feed the ball into the left flipper, and it also hits the drop targets that when you knock them down you can get a drop, like a supply drop. But then the left flipper at the upper left of the table was just kind of it felt really kind of useless almost, because you'd depending on the timing, when you'd hit the ball with that flipper, it would hit that spinner lane and it would just hit the bumpers or even just stay in that spinner for a while. And the bumpers, as you know, on this table are really pointless on a 5-minute challenge, because the rollovers up top where they are count towards the end of ball bonus, the bonus multiplier, and you don't get that on a 5-minute challenge. So it is I would say that on a 5-minute challenge, that flipper is kind of a hindrance, but on a regular, 3-ball game, I think it's okay. So that's why this table for me kind of fits in between. And then, the modes themselves, were really kind of hard to do, and they all felt the same. I tried them all, and all the modes really felt the same. And so you didn't really get a feel, except for Air Raid felt a little different. And it was there was 3, it was shorter too, harder to complete though. But I just didn't like the modes. The modes just felt like they were too difficult and to complete, and they didn't really offer a lot by the time you complete them. So you start the mode by hitting the sinkhole behind the drop targets, and then once you complete the mode, and the mode, to complete a mode, some of them take like, a minute or a minute and a half to 2 minutes, depending. And then once you complete it, you only get 5 million points. So most of the modes were pretty much the same. So it almost, at first I thought it was really mode dependent, but Balchi was giving me some tips in the comments, and he was mentioning the tank multi-ball, which I started once. So the tank multi-ball, it's either a 2-ball multi-ball or a 3-ball, and I got to it once or twice, and for some reason that mode gave me the most points, and I'm not even sure how, because starting the mode, you lock 2 balls in, and then you can choose to start it, and then you have to hit some, lit lanes, and I think I hit 1 lane or 2 lanes, and all of a sudden I beat my previous score. So it felt kind of weird that mode would award so much, because I found out that it's not too hard to start. You hit the right orbit that spells tank, and then you lock the ball in the scoop in the middle. And sometimes the arms reward for the bottom rollovers would award a lock, so you could almost, start the tank multi-ball pretty fast. And it seems that's basically how I got to my score. Without it, I don't think I would have gotten where I was, because I was sitting at like around 20 million. So thank you to Balchi for the tip on that. And I don't think that's something that you would have easily found out unless you read the guide. And you know me, I don't really like to read the guide, so it almost seems like this table, the reason why I didn't really enjoy it as much is because it seems like a table where it's really like one of those tables where you can milk a strategy, and depending or how good you are at doing that will determine your score. So yeah, I mean, just when I first played my first attempt last week, I thought this would be a great table, but as I was playing it more and more, I was like getting more and more frustrated because some of the skill shots were hard to do. The modes didn't seem to award a lot of points, and even completing them were hard to do. And then when I found out about the tank multi-ball, I said, wow, why didn't I just do that from the start? So it did seem like a very in-between kind of table. Definitely a table I think it's more enjoyable for a full session. But I think it was all in all an interesting table. So let's look at this leaderboard here. So this was a private tournament. We only had 11 people, but that's probably because it was a closed tournament. But we have UTD 4000 with 53 million points. So congratulations to UTD for that first place. Balchi was kind of wondering if you could give your tips on how you got that. And I thought to myself, I think that's a mixture of a lot of things, but I'm wondering if that's a three-ball tank multi-ball, because I know on the tank multi-ball you can choose between 2 or 3. So I'm wondering if it could have been 3-ball tank multi-ball. So with the 3-ball tank multi-ball, it takes longer to start because you have to lock 3 balls, but you might get a better reward. And then in second place we have Ref Jeff with 43 million points. There was actually, for a long time, Balchi I think was ahead of Ref Jeff by a couple million points. And so the comment from a few hours ago, he was still ahead, but it looks like Ref Jeff has pulled ahead of Balchi to take second place. So congratulations to Ref Jeff for taking second place and beating Balchi. Balchi, still came in third, which is really good on this table with 41 million points. 99 IH is Balchi. And thank you again to Balchi for letting me know about the take multi-ball. So, but really close there. I mean, look how close Balchi and Ref Jeff were. And I came in fourth with 32 million points because of that take multi-ball. And beneath me, we have Bad Jack Daniels with 26 million points in fifth place. Always great to see Bad Jack. And in sixth place, underneath Bad Jack, is 21 million points, Osbone. Haven't seen Osbone in a long time, but it's always great when I do because Osbone, he was in a lot of tournaments early on when I first started this. And yeah, he's a fantastic player here. So welcome back, Osbone, and congratulations on that score. And below Osbone, we have PFX Fan, Pinball FX Fan with 19 million points. For a while, I was in 8th place below Pinball FX Fan, but and for a long time, I was just doing the modes, thinking that was the way. But that tank multi-ball really got it for me, so... underneath Pinball FX Fan, we have Dracky Barks with 18 million points. Dracky Barks just had a tournament. He did the Battlestar Galactica tournament, which had a pretty good tournament as well. I think it was like 27 people there. So congratulations to Dracky Barks for that 8th place score there. And underneath Dracky Barks, we have Fabled Scarab 79 with 16 million points. Always nice to see Fabled Scarab 79. Consistent tournament player here. And beneath him, we have Wombat in a Hat with 16 million points as well. Only separated by a couple hundred, about 100,000. So look how close that is. And even underneath him, in 11th place, Geronimo in Game with 15 million points. Always great to see Geronimo. Thank you, Geronimo, for showing up. And thank you to everyone who shows up in these tournaments. I know... not everyone has these tables, but thank you for anyone who does, and it just means a lot to me. And just I want to say here something about the skill shot. When you look at these scores, you'll realize that the skill shot makes a huge difference. So, like for example here, if I had made the 4 million skill shot, I would have 36 million points. Still not as close, right? Or perhaps if Balchi didn't make it, you subtract points, right? But if Bad Jack, let's assume Bad Jack Daniels made that 4 million, he could have. We don't know, but let's just say that's 30 million points. So the skill shot really is on this table was definitely a factor, I think, in some ways. But thank you again. Hope you guys had a fun time with this 5-minute challenge in Brothers in Arms. But for this week, I was thinking about a table. And the table that came to mind that I haven't really done, played a lot of, is Terraforming Mars. So let's go here. This will be an open tournament, 5-minute challenge, same as usual. 6 days, right, to give us time. Unlimited attempts. We do realistic physics and open. So we got a time challenge, unlimited, 6 days. Unlimited attempts, realistic, and open, yeah. So let's go here. And then to find the tournament, here's the ID, HW40. No password needed, and I will give my first attempt right now. All right, so what's the skill shot here? Oh, wait, what do we get? This is interesting. A lot of these tables... Oh, we have different, power-ups? This will be interesting now, because last time it was skill shots. Now we have different passives. Higher side mode scores. One less lock. Start with longer mode timers. Oh, man. Let's just do this. Okay. Plunge the ball and hit the lit rollover to score. Okay, hit the lit rollover. Okay, so that's okay. That's a really cool mechanic there. Okay, so looks like you got a bunch of drop targets. I'm almost getting a lot of the same vibes I got from whatchamacallit. Brothers in Arms. It almost seems like very similar table. Because you have these drop targets, you have an extra flipper. Different theme, of course. I like those nuclear reactors, though, for the bumpers. Oh, come on. Okay, this, I am doing so bad right now. It feels very similar, though, to Brothers in Arms. So this must be the modes. Let's just try anyone. Okay, so right orbit. Okay, so spinner and bumpers. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on now. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so bumpers and spinners. Oh, I like that. That little tube in the middle reminds me of Xenon. Okay, come on now. I like the sound effects on this table. Okay, come on now. Wait. Come on. I like the loops. Left orbit? Nope. Lane change. Trying to shoot the orbit. There we go. Okay, what do we have to do? We have to hit the center. We have to hit those drop targets. Okay, wow. This is low scoring right now. Okay. So even though it reminds me a little bit of Brothers in Arms, I think it's still going to be a different experience overall. We'll have to see, though. Okay. So it's kind of the same way. Let's just try this one.
The goal of this project is to increase oxygen levels on the planet. Aim for the ramps to form greenland. Word claimed. Spectacular results.
You get 1,000,000 points for that? But the one thing I like about this table so far is that everything is easy to read and understand. It's not too, like, cluttered, which is pretty good. Got a kickback there. I think I'm gonna enjoy this one more than Brothers in Arms. But we'll have to wait and see.
Warning. Time expiring.
No, not the time. Oh, so 3 million points. Well, guys, thank you for watching me play Terraforming Mars with a 5-minute challenge for this week. Hope you guys have fun with this one. And it should be good. Like, even though it reminds me a lot of Brothers in Arms, I think it's still a little different. Especially with the beginning, how you can choose your different passive. I like that a lot. So thank you as always for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.